Hello, and welcome to Integrative Health and Healing, calming the mind, the body, and the spirit. My name is Tara Pattermann. I'm one of the integrative healing practitioners here at the hospital. And I would like to thank you for inviting me to be here to speak to your group. It's an honor and a pleasure. So we're going to discuss integrative healing services that can be used to reduce fear and anxiety and promote health and well-being while tending to the whole being. And that's what holistic or integrative health is about. It's healing the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, not separation of the mind, body, spirit, but a harmonious balance. I'll start with a couple of quotes that I like. Stress is not what happens to us. It is our response to what happens, and response is something that we can choose. When we're no longer able to change a situation, we're challenged to change ourselves. So these are some of the services and modalities that we provide at the hospital. We get our consults from the doctors, from the nurses. It is a free service that the hospital provides. It's just another added layer of support for our patients and families. And we do things like deep breathing, and I'll go over some deep breathing exercises that can be helpful. We have a guided imagery or guided meditation that's built into the Get Well network. We provide touch therapy, which is a very gentle relaxation technique. We have music that we can access. We also have the Care Channel. Channel 99 has the healing music with nature scenes that can be very beneficial. We also provide essential oils like lavender, mandarin orange. And then we also have energy therapy like Reiki, and that's just using energy to achieve balance and promote relaxation and healing. So we just place our hands on or above and help to restore balance. These are some examples of relaxation and coping techniques that you could find helpful. And these are just some examples. There's so many others. Deep breathing. Again, we'll discuss some more deep breathing exercises, but deep breathing is something that is the easiest, quickest way to elicit that relaxation response. Practicing things like meditation, mindfulness, and prayer. Guided imagery or visualization. And visualization is just when you use your own mind, using all of our senses to elicit that relaxation, that, place, that safe place that we can get ourselves to. Journaling, just a way of releasing our thoughts. Mandalas and adult coloring, as well as puzzles. We'll talk a little bit more about sleep and movement. Laughter, we know laughter can be healing. They say humor is the best medicine. And sometimes we have to find the time, find ways to seek out laughter and humor, whether it's watching funny videos, our favorite television shows, movies, things that make us laugh. Music can also be very healing. And that's, whatever your personal preference is. It can be relaxing, it can be uplifting, we can use it for sleep. Practicing things like kindness and compassion, forgiveness, and always beginning with ourselves. Massage or touch therapy. Also, even a healthy diet. Food not only affects our mood by making healthier choices, practicing mantras or affirmations, another tool that can help rephrase our thoughts into more positive healing thoughts. Affirmations could include, I acknowledge how many obstacles I've overcome and how much growth I've made. I give myself permission to heal and to feel well again. Some examples of mantras could be, I am love, I am light, I am whole, I am healed, I am balanced, and I am love. And when we say the I am, it's what we want to manifest within ourselves. Caring from the self starts from within. In holistic, self-care is one of our foundations, and we always want to start from within. Things like stillness. And sometimes being still in our chaotic, hectic world can be difficult, but when we take time for stillness, it helps us to recognize our own true feelings. Lets us choose how we want to respond. And when we take time for stillness, it even helps enhance our cognitive function. Taking time with things like mindfulness or meditations, learning to let go, releasing the expectations of how things should be, releasing our negative emotion and our thoughts, trying to replace them with more positive, and that helps to lead to more self-acceptance. Many times when we're stressed or have things going on with our own health, we can lose track of our own desires, our own needs. But it's important to take the time to reconnect, seek what gives you joy. Gratitude. Research shows people live longer, happier lives when they practice things like gratitude. And it helps shift our mindset to the positive, learning to appreciate all that we have, whether it's big or small. Self-love, so important to love ourselves enough to make some of these changes, to practice these kinds of modalities. And sometimes we can just place our hand on our heart, sending ourselves love. Breathe into that heart space and just feel a shift. You can even just simply say, thank you. Essential oils, another great way to tend to the mind, body, spirit. They help enhance health, well-being, and a great self-care tool. They can be an adjunct or complementary, and they have so many different healing properties. They can help with symptoms like nausea, insomnia, anxiety, depression, restlessness. Scents can be uplifting or relaxing to the mind and spirit. At the hospital, we primarily use lavender, mandarin orange, ginger, peppermint, and spearmint. Lavender is overall relaxation, very gentle oil. We don't make any claims that we'll take away symptoms, but if we're uncomfortable or even having pain, when we can help relax the body, that in turn can help with some of those symptoms. Lavender is so relaxing that we tell people not to drive while they're using lavender. We can use the essential oils when we do our touch therapy. We can use it indirectly in the room if a patient isn't able to use a sniffer device. And then we have what we call pre-made sniffers or personal inhalers so that they can use it at any time, and it gives them a sense of control. We have mandarin orange, another very gentle oil, very relaxing. It's really about personal preference, whether somebody prefers the floral scents as opposed to the citrus scents. And mandarin can also be an uplifting scent. We have ginger, overall great for any kind of nausea. We also have a blend called our comfort blend, and it's overall comfort. So it's got ginger, peppermint, spearmint, and lavender. And then we also have peppermint, which is another uplifting scent. We know it's important to get sleep. It helps maintain our health, our overall well-being, but it also supports a healthy brain function. When we don't get enough sleep or have poor sleep, it affects our mood, our concentration levels, our immune system, and so much more. Some of the things we can do is try and have a good schedule. Create that nighttime, evening schedule. Trying to go to bed at the same time every day. Learn the impact of things in our diet. Alcohol, caffeine, things that could affect our sleep, and learn just what works for you and what doesn't. Eliminate the things that we know affect our sleep, such as alcohol or caffeine intake, but also eliminating our negative thoughts, our worries. Trying to do things like journaling. Also limiting our electronic devices. They say for at least a half hour before bed. Establish a consistent bedtime routine. Sleep hygiene, have a cool, comfortable, dark room. And incorporate relaxation and physical exercise during the day that can help with our stress and our worries. There's so many different ways to practice breath work, but it's important to practice and to find a type of breath work that works for you so that when you are feeling anxious or overwhelmed, you can better utilize it. And just think of your breath as your own superpower. It's always available to us. And it's really the best way that we can elicit that relaxation response. When we get anxious, we tend to take shallow breaths. That lowers our oxygen levels, and it triggers a part of our brain that's associated with our emotions like fear. When we take nice deep breaths, it oxygenates our body. It also activates our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest, our digest, and it calms the mind and body and helps clear our stress. A few breathing exercises that you could find helpful. One is called the pursed lip breathing, or box breathing, square breathing, and then there's the 4-7-8 breath. So we'll just take a moment and practice. And before starting any breath work, it's good to exhale and empty the lungs fully. So if you can take a moment, get yourself comfortable, and we'll start with the pursed lip breathing. So we just inhale through the nose and then out through pursed lips. So you can do in for a count of 2, out for a count of 4. Sometimes people find it helpful to breathe in a word, like breathe in the calm and breathe out the worry. So do one more, in for 2 and out for 4. We'll take a moment and we'll practice the next, the square or box breathing. This is used by the Navy SEALs. It helps with focus as well as being very relaxing. And this is used with the count of 4. So it's in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Anytime you're doing any breathing exercises, if the count is too much or too little, just adjust to what is best for you. We'll practice with a count of 4. And again, if you need to do less or more, you can do that. So we'll exhale, then we'll begin. In for the count of 4, 2, 3, 4, hold for 4, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 2, 3, 4. We'll do one more round. In for 2, 3, 4, hold for 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 2, 3, 4. And we'll try one more breathing exercise called the 4-7-8 breath. Again, just want to give you a couple of options, and hopefully you can find something that you find helpful. So just get yourselves comfortable. Start with an exhale. And we're going to breathe in for the count of 4, hold for 7, and out for 8. So we'll start in for 4, 2, 3, 4, hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll do one more. In for 2, 3, 4, hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that was just 2 rounds of each. Loving kindness or metta meditations. This is one of my favorite types of meditations. It's quick, it's easy, it can be done anywhere, anytime, and it really works for all ages. Just a way of softening our hearts. Whenever we begin with loving kindness, we always start with loving kindness to ourselves. When we're comfortable, we can extend it to someone else that we love or care about. We can then extend it to somebody that we may be having difficulty with. And then we extend it to all beings. The phrases are just a way of offering ourselves a gift, opening our hearts to all the blessings we deserve. Over time, loving kindness can transform how we think and how we feel. So many times our thoughts are just on automatic, and this just helps us create those positive thoughts and feelings. And we'll repeat the phrases 2 or 3 times. You just want to take a moment and gather all of your attention behind each of the phrases. And you can change the words to something that maybe means more to you. Just making sure to keep it a positive. So I'll repeat, and you could repeat it to yourself or out loud, whatever's comfortable. So get comfortable. Take another breath. May I be safe from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and healthy. May I live with ease. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and healthy. May I live with ease. May I be filled with loving kindness. Mindfulness, another term we're hearing more and more about due to the multitude of benefits. John Kabat-Zinn, an expert in mindfulness, defines mindfulness as the awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose to the present moment, non-judgmentally. And it's just about being in the here and the now, just the moment that we have. It's not worrying about yesterday, not thinking ahead to tomorrow, just being in the here and the now. And there's so many benefits to practicing mindfulness. Can help with pain, anxiety, our sleep. And it doesn't change our illness or our condition, but it can change our perception. And it can assist with the healing, all kinds of stress levels. Just help us develop more compassionate And there's so many different ways to practice mindfulness. So you could do it as a formal meditation practice or even as an informal practice, just in our everyday experiences, even simple as washing the dishes. How many times we do things we're just on autopilot. So it's just a way of doing our everyday activities, being in that moment, being present. What about even driving? How many times we get somewhere we don't even remember how we got there or even where we parked. So it's just a way of being in the present moment. This is another example of an informal mindfulness practice that just allows us to stop, get us off that automatic pilot, and learn to respond rather than react. How many times we don't even think, we just react to something, but instead we can learn to respond more compassionately, more kindly. And we simply do that. You can even envision the stop sign, but stop what it is, stop the thought. Take a couple of breaths. Again, always using that breath. Get ourselves grounded and centered. We just observe what we're feeling, where we're feeling it. And then when we're ready, we can proceed. It's like hitting the pause button when we're feeling anxious or worried, just a quick way to return back to balance. Guided imagery is another mind-body relaxation technique that just uses positive affirmations, the breath, and music to elicit that deep relaxation response. So many benefits to using guided imagery. And really, it's just another easy tool to assist with healing. We have the guided imagery program built into our Get Well network at the hospital. We also have CDs, and it's also something that can be accessed through the internet. But you can also YouTube guided imagery. There's also all kinds of apps that you can put on your phone. One particular app that I find to be very helpful with that's primarily free is called Insight Timer, INSIGHT Timer. And you can access meditations from a couple of minutes to however long you want to do it. You can do it for whatever symptom, whether it's pain, for sleep, relaxation, anxiety. Today, so many of us are faced with fears, from world events to our health. But this little prayer can just help shift our thoughts and allow for healing. It was actually a recommendation from a patient, and I got the book and I found it to be a wonderful, helpful little tool, and I've passed it along since then. It's called The Only Little Prayer You Need, and it's a book by Deborah Engel. So if you're dealing with concern over your own health or that of a loved one, simply ask for this. Please heal my fear-based thoughts about physical well-being so I can be a calm and healing presence for myself and others. So you can just repeat that phrase to yourself. Many times our thoughts are rooted in fear, and we're not even aware of the impact that it can have on our own well-being. So some ways that we can keep ourselves emotionally healthy. It's so important that we have a good support system. In fact, the World Health Organization now lists social support networks as a determinant of our health. And it's important that we share our thoughts, our fears, and our challenges with others. When we share, it helps to validate those feelings, makes us feel more connected, but we want to try to limit the negative. And just notice when you're complaining or when you're in the negative, how it feels in your body. And then if you shift to the positive, then notice how you're feeling. Might make it a little easier to shift. Being generous, it doesn't have to be a monetary gift. It can be giving someone your time. It can come in the form of well wishes or prayers. Giving is scientifically proven to be good for our emotional health. We need to allow our feelings and our emotions. In order to heal, we have to be able to feel. We talked about the importance of expressing gratitude and compassion and asking for help. Not always easy to do. We're good at offering, but sometimes we have trouble. But it is important that when we need help, that we're able to ask from our support system. And learn to celebrate. Celebrate how far you've come, all your little triumphs and victories. Another mindfulness tool is called the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. And that can just help ground you, ease anxiety. And it's something that you want to practice so when those feelings arise, that it's something you can easily access. So we'll take a moment and we can just practice around this. Again, just get yourself settled. And what you want to do is just kind of take notice to things in our surroundings. So breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And notice 5 things that you can see. Maybe something you didn't notice before, something outside your window, or something on the wall or the floor. Could be a cup or a pen in front of you. 4 things that you can touch, ground below, your hands, your hair, your clothing. 3 things that you can hear. Maybe you hear a bird outside your window, your breath, laughter. 2 things that you can smell or 2 smells that you like. Be aromatherapy, a candle, your coffee. 1 thing that you can taste. It's a mint or gum. And hopefully by the time you got to smell or taste, you already start to feel yourself getting grounded. You may have heard of tapping or emotional freedom technique. I'll just go over a couple of tapping exercises that you might find helpful. Tapping a particular point can help alleviate fear, can soothe, and help steady the mind. And this is called the fear tap or the triple warmer. And it is located on the back side of your hand, halfway between your wrist and your fingers, between your pinky and your ring finger. So if you're able, you can tap on that area with 2 to 3 fingers for 30 to 60 seconds, just breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Tapping is based on meridian energy points. Just take another breath. And then you can switch hands, again using 2 or 3 fingers between our pinky and our ring finger. Tapping helps restore energy. Our energy systems can get blocked or stagnant, and it's just a way of improving the flow of energy and creating harmony. And this acupressure point can shift our energy of fear within minutes. Our next point is called tapping in the joy, and this is located between our eyebrows, just above the bridge of your nose, and you just tap with 1 finger, your middle finger of either hand, for 5 to 10 seconds. And it just taps that feeling of joy into our first acupressure point. and is said to send positive feelings into our energy field. So you can do this anytime you're feeling joy, but you can take a moment, just close your eyes and just think for a moment of something that brings you joy. Just with that feeling of joy, just tap on that pressure point right between our eyebrows above the bridge of your nose for 5 to 10 seconds. And just bring that positive energy into your body. It's just important that we focus our time and our energy on what truly matters, aligning with our own goals, trying to remove any unnecessary distractions or clutter, live with more balance and focus, trying to keep things simple and in balance and harmony when we can, being mindful to see all the beauty that's around us. And the holiday time, for some, can be a very difficult time of year. But if you can find inspiring things to do, that can help make it a joyous time of year. Spending time with happy, positive people whenever we can, being out in nature, finding laughter. And it tends to be a scenic time of year. We can just take a ride and just enjoy all the lights. There's always different places that you can visit that have different holiday scenery. Taking time to watch a show that you enjoyed the holiday season or a movie that brings back good memories. And being mindful of your own expectations, your own stressors, and just try to enjoy and not get overstressed or overindulge. A quote by Nikki Banis called Hope. If we only carry one thing throughout our entire lives, let it be hope. Let it be hope that better things are always ahead. Let it be hope that you can get through even the toughest of times. Let it be hope that you're stronger than any challenge that comes your way. Let it be hope that you're exactly where you're meant to be right now, and that you're on the path to where you're meant to be. Because during these times, hope will be the very thing that carries you through. I would just like to end with a meditation called Leaves on a Stream. So if you can, get yourself comfortable in your chair. Allow your shoulders to relax and drop. If you're able, get your feet firmly planted on the ground. Gently close your eyes or lower your gaze. And for the next full breath, just bring your attention to your breathing. Notice the feeling of the air flowing in through your nose, down into your lungs, down into your belly as you inhale. And on the exhale, feel the release of any tension, any stress, and let out the air slowly. Take another nice deep breath and release any tensions. Now imagine you're sitting by the side of a gently flowing stream. This stream might be one that you know, that you're familiar with, or it could be something that you create in your mind using your imagination. There might be a light breeze, dabbled by the light glistening on the water, soft green grass below us. Imagine the stream however you want. Now imagine that there are leaves floating on the surface of the stream. They're gently flowing past you, just down the stream. And for the next few moments, see if you can take your thoughts that pop into your head and place them on the leaf. They could show up in your mind in the form of words, pictures. But when the thought arises, just simply place it on the leaf and let it float by. Just keep placing those thoughts on the leaves, whether they're positive and enjoyable or negative, challenging thoughts. Simply place them on the leaf and let them float down the stream. Just continue to watch the stream. Let it flow at its own rate. The aim isn't to wash the leaves away. It's just allow them to come and go in their own time. Just sit and watch. And if your mind says something like, I can't do this, or this is silly, just place those thoughts on the leaves and let them float by. And if a leaf gets stuck, let it hang around. No need to force it. Simply sit and watch. And sooner or later, another leaf will come and nudge it when it needs. And if any difficult feelings arise, impatience, anxiety, simply acknowledge. Just say to yourself, just the feeling of impatience. Here's the feeling of anxiety, and place those words on the leaf. And from time to time, your mind is going to wander. That's normal. Just go back to the breath. And just as soon as you realize it, bring your mind back to the stream. Just keep placing those thoughts on the leaf, watching them slip by. And take another breath. Begin to let go of the stream. Bring your attention back to where you are. Notice how you feel. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And just take another moment. And bring this sense of presence and spaciousness from thinking into your day. Take another deep breath. These are some of the resources. And thank you again for your time.